Yes.
Oh shit, yes man, you're back. Oh damn. Yes man.
Yes, man. Is Night Attack really worthy of a Grammy? Do you think that you contributed a substantial amount to its Grammy worthiness? Do you think that if you were invited to the Grammy red carpet, you would definitely invite Stephen Cogswell? Do you think you'd invite your wife if you only had one ticket?
Later. She's not even into music. Whatever. Fuck you.
Who doesn't like music?
Hey guys, that was a hell of a show. We did a good little show there. So fun that we can just randomly bring in Heaton for like a one-note joke. That's great.
It's pretty great. It does help that he sort of hovers in the background of the shot.
Yeah, no,
Yeah, no, it's fine. I don't feel upstaged at all. It's like I flew all the way out here. I was a guest. I was booked. I organized everything.
Somebody mentions a horse.
Somebody
and who's
mentions
floating in the background.
Some fucking other guest turns up, and I'm like, oh, I guess I'm just another guest on the podcast.
Oh my god.
I guess it doesn't really matter whether I'm here or not. Whatever.
What is the horse thing? Is that a big thing on his podcast?
Oh, he fucking writes so many jokes about horses. Specifically on the Blaze version of his show, he would write a regular, like, it was this like whole little extended universe of a Snuffy's was the name of a diner, and it was the only horseback diner where all the food was cooked and served to you on horseback. And
Wait, so the food came on the back of a horse, or you had to eat it on the back of a horse?
Okay,
No.
this is one of the ads that he would have. He would explain, like, okay, it doesn't just come on the back of a horse. It comes from a server.
'Cause, I mean,
who
we've
is
all come on the
mounted
back of a horse.
On horseback, right. Should I get him? Should I get him to explain all this?
Yeah, just like, yeah, we'll just pull the string on his back. Do a Snuffy's read. Go. So anyway, yeah, no, he had a whole thing about that, and then there was like a feud with a horseless diner that was very much against the idea that
Ron's
you would have
No Horses Diner.
Yeah. So, but really, the one thing that I thought was one of the funniest things I've ever heard is he did a Christmas special for the Blaze that was everything involved horses, and it was so bizarre and ridiculous. It's so worth listening. But yeah, he is the horseman.
What do we think about the showbot for this evening?
Yeah, let's take a look at the show by show.
I'm going for your consideration.
Yeah, for your
Consideration. Got it.
That's the one that I'm saying.
Yeah, all right. Sounded a little bit like you said something different.
Well, maybe this other one that was under it.
Consideration.
I'm
Yep.
not going to say that.
I
I'll leave
love
that to
that.
Bonnie.
Wait, hold on.
Bonnie sort of dove headfirst into that one, huh?
That was
That's
pretty
what
great.
she said.
Half the bar. I love that wood. Hey, bossing a mountain.
Making a mountain out of an actual
shit out of that mountain.
Anal gigatons. Let's see.
Thanks for the album. Fucko.
Something about Grammys seems like it should land.
True Brit.
True Brit. That's pretty good.
No, because this is about the Grammys. I'm just like a
Sandals or Uggs.
I'm an accessory.
So wait a minute, hold on. What is this News 6? Did you see the TV show The Newsroom, where the newsroom undergoes some changes in its workings and morals as new teams are brought in, bringing unexpected results for its existing news anchor? What is this gag?
That is the synopsis of the HBO series The Newsroom.
Oh.
The Aaron
Guys, like,
Sorkin
thinking about
drama.
it, or like where does it come from?
I don't
What's
know. The Newsroom is like back as a meme trend going around because there are
because
plenty
the,
of clips
the,
of
because
it.
because the Newsroom is now like the Jeff Daniels character in the newsroom is now like so close to Jake Tapper that it's like uncomfortable, and so all the memes are just like coming back.
Yeah.
Well, no, but most of the memes I've seen is that it's Twitter decided at some point over the last 3 weeks that the newsroom was just bad, and so they're just like posting clips that specifically out of context are just like awful and overwritten and overwrought.
Well, then Twitter is cancelled because the newsroom was amazing. Jeff Daniels is amazing. Emily Blunt is amazing. The whole thing was absolutely...
Walk with me. Many people don't realize that certain movies actually matter. Sorry.
We're going to do the news right.
Dev Patel was amazing. That guy that was in The West Wing was also amazing. The Newsroom is one of the most criminally underrated and underserved series in like the history of HBO.
Man, it's so weird because I wouldn't expect that you just describing the newsroom would make me this bored and tired, but somehow it has that influence. It's really impressive.
I mean, here's all I'm saying is that the one that's gotten the most play is the clip of them announcing that Osama bin Laden was killed.
On an airplane.
And it is one of the most ridiculously overwrought horseshitty scenes ever.
I just don't know what I find appealing about a story about like a successful media entrepreneur who represents an entire channel and then has like an entire period of hardship and then it ends up coming to grips with his love life.
Look, man, I only
way too late in life, but
I only identify with the righteous gemstone, so I don't know what you're talking about.
You remember when they said...
No, I'm talking about me.
Oh.
I'm literally just talking about me.
Oh.
Yeah.
Remember in that clip where they say our armed forces killed Osama bin Laden for you?
Yeah.
That was
because he's a pilot.
They're pilots.
And he was in the Air Force.
Yeah.
And also, he's still mean to the lady, which is weird. And then the lady's cool with it because she's so excited that Osama bin Laden got killed.
They shake hands and they hug.
Yeah, it's a weird show. Although now I'm really invested in this idea that Will is the classic Sarkonian, powerful yet complicated man. I do.
I'm glad you're invested in it because the last 20 years of my life have been invested in it. So I need some fucking other person to be invested in it.
No, look.
Anybody else get invested in it.
Every Sarkonian, powerful yet complicated man needs a slightly nebbish yet quick-witted sidekick. I'm here for you.
Correct.
So as far as titles go, are we going to do for your consideration?
Yeah.
It's got to be consideration.
That's the old school.
All right. Thank you to everybody who submitted show titles using the Big Ass command. I'm going to write an email.
Hey, Will, have you watched Succession?
Have I watched
Succession, the HBO show?
So you have to hear me out.
Okay.
I'm going to say right now no.
Okay.
Because it is based, like, as far as I can tell, it is based on the Murdoch family.
What? That's crazy. I'd never heard that. And by the way, I mean, like, I would imagine, apropos of nothing, that the people that would probably enjoy that show the most, or at least judge it for how accurate it is, would be people that, you know, I don't know if you've seen it because you haven't, right? So it's like you would be interested. Maybe there's this whole plot line about how the family buys this fledgling young tech company, and then all of a sudden on a whim, it's totally shuttered. Like, I don't know. When you see it, I'm really curious to your opinion.
So it's like a little bit too much like it's too close to home for me to enjoy. It's like I really want to get into it. I really want to enjoy it. But there are too many characters that I literally know or
By
have
name.
worked for.
Yeah.
And have met and have dealt with and have had business dealings with. And watching it feels like a little bit of PTSD.
Yes, I would imagine that you would enjoy it as much as your grandfather, who actually fought in World War II, enjoys Saving Private Ryan.
Yes, correct. So I feel like I might enjoy it in a few years' time. So I'm just giving it a little bit of space. But because there's also the character nuance that they build in. So as far as I know, like I'm obviously up with the culture. So I know this Succession is, massively popular and massively awesome and all of those things. But I also know that there are so many kind of pastiches of characters. And it's really hard for me not to go, oh no, I know that person. They weren't like that. They were like X, Y, Z. So I can't deal with it.
I gotta tell you, I'm really. I know that thematically it's almost identical to the Righteous Gemstones, but just not funny. Can you? Does it play to watch the two of them side by side?
It is. It's the full duplex. You gotta watch them both.
Okay.
So I'm totally down with watching the Righteous Gemstones because it's like it's a different world, and I can pretend it's a different world, and I'm quite excited to get in. I'm quite excited to get into it. But Succession is like that is just way too close to home.
Succession. All right. So and as Will pointed out, it seems to be at least somewhat based on an amalgamation of various different rich families, probably the closest to the Murdochs, considering the company that they are running. But apropos of nothing, one of the Murdochs, James Murdoch, was a influential founder in, I believe, Ruckus Records back in the 90s. And the amalgam for him randomly in the last episode decides to perform a rap for his father on his on a day that he's being honored. It's Brian, the fact you need to watch the show just so you can truly understand that there are only two kinds of music: Misbehavin' and L to the OG.
Got it. As long as I have a new earworm, I definitely unironically played Misbehavin' for my 15-year-old in the car today.
What's so great about L to the OG is that it legitimately comes out of nowhere. Like this character is at rock bottom in his life. He has done something horrible. He is under the impossibly heavy weight of his father's thumb. He's never going to get what he wants, which is to be the CEO of this company. And yet he goes on stage with no shame or like hesitation and just does the damn thing. And it's awful.
No shame, but one DJ Scribble in a
DJ Scribble made me this beat.
Hey, can we shit on The Good Place this week?
I like the.
I didn't watch it. Is it bad? I thought it was good.
I mean, if you enjoy, have you ever stood next to somebody who explains what The Good Place is about?
Yes, you.
Imagine that for 15 minutes, and then one joke that makes you laugh, and then credits.
Yeah, it tracks.
I think we kind of sleuthed out on Spoiler in Time that this was meant to be a part one of a part two.
But they ran it like
but
in
they only
previous
ran part one.
iterations. In an alternate universe, they played part 1 and 2 back to back, and it was a fun, complete story. But we live in the timeline where they just played half a story, and you're just like, what the fuck is this?
Hey, it's The Good Place. It was supposed to be ace, but when it went down, it just felt like a clown. And now it's supposed to be a good story, but I'm just feeling boring.
Was that supposed to rhyme?
Yes.
This soundboard sucks. Justin, I bought this soundboard that you recommended. This thing fucking sucks.
What are your problems?
I hit the button and it doesn't play a sound, which I think is a fundamental flaw.
Fundamental flaw, man. I've seen it before. You hitting on that soundboard, man. I'm just getting bored. I'm sitting next to Brian, and I don't know why I'm high, and I'm eating too much chocolate, and I don't know how to fuck with that.
So close. So close. As your manager, Oh my God! Listen.
Bryce, I'm hitting
I'm
it.
sitting
Each
on.
time.
I'm gonna get a my boy's gonna get a Grammy. I gotta tell my nanny. She's gonna vote for you because it's the right thing to do.
Yeah, sure, that works. Turns out the soundboard also like presses buttons when you're not touching it.
Convinced it's doing that too.
Sounds like my last girlfriend.
Oh,
I have this one button that says cancer. Let's see what happens when I press it.
He has the cancer.
Oh, from Royal Tenenbaums. Look at that.
Oh,
point-
Jesus. What a pull.
Yeah, right?
Ugh.
Criminy.
Sex. Hashtag sexy.
Look at that.
This is, of course, a picture of former President Ronald Reagan naturally firing a machine gun while riding on the back of a dinosaur. You'll notice a couple of important...
is that Bill Nye?
It works when I play it.
Hashtag sex gonna give it to you.
That was Mike Lee, I believe, on the Senate floor, just kind of fucking around because that's
one does.
You do. We talked about the Goose Game on
Weird Things
on the show, and on Weird Things too. And I saw this over the weekend. I thought this was very funny. This is from @Darian Lowe here on Twitter. Untitled Goose Game and the Righteous Gemstone song
Yes!
were destined to come together at the same time.
Daddy said don't, but I said I'm gonna misbehaving.
I'm on a windowsill swimming in the creek.
Catching crawdads and playing with a stick.
I wore lipstick.
And I got caught shaving. Just two little country kids outside misbehaving.
Teacher said don't, but I said it anyway, misbehaving.
Preacher said no, if you do, you're gonna pay misbehaving.
Kicking and spitting and cussing out loud.
Running through the house with a pickle in my mouth.
Playing in the street, look at me outside waving.
Just two little kids out there misbehaving.
Woo!
It is.
You know,
I will say it is on the Switch. It is a great game to play. Like, if you're handheld on a plane, it is one of those games that like wouldn't work on an iPad, wouldn't work on iOS, but does really work when you've got like a proper console on, like the Switch. I imagine having a Switch Lite for this would be like an absolute dream.
Yeah. You know, the thing about that Misbehaving song, which I
Yeah.
think we've spent so much time talking about and we deserve to talk more about it, is that like Jennifer Nettles is such a fucking great singer and Walton Goggins is like just good enough. He's a much worse singer, but she's like great, but they switch back and forth often enough that you're like, you're not. Oh, she's back. Oh, but like I don't know. There's some
like she's definitely doing loop-de-loops around Walton Goggins, and you're like, oh man, you barely passed the SATs, huh? But how did you feel when? What's her name? Edie, whatever.
Not see the last week's episode.
Spoilers! Some of us haven't watched it yet. It's on the list. I've got to get to it on my list.
I'll watch all of them again right now. I force-fed last night Andrew Heaton the first episode of What We Do in the Shadows, and there was part of me that was kind of hoping he would ask for another one. Yeah, here we go. Bat. Yeah. Oh, so good.
So good.
Yeah, that shit is fucking great. Is there other shit? I guess Good Place is just starting now.
Yep.
Mr. Robot's on Sunday. Mr. Robot's coming back on Sunday.
Man, I gotta tell you, man, I don't even know where I'm at with Mr. Robot. It's like I was into the descent into actual anarchy, and then they decide that the bad guys that they originally defeated at the end of episode 1 would be the saviors, and that the whole plot is to undo what they did on the first season. Yeah, I don't know.
So, but isn't Sam Esmail now producing something?
Yes, whatever Sam Esmail touches is amazing. Homecoming was fantastic.
He's doing something like mega now.
Yeah, and it's something that I like a lot. It's like I want to say an anime thing or something. Ah, crap. We covered it.
So we did say Justin in the we were just talking before we even got to the pre-show where we were just hanging out. That I went to go and see a couple of weeks ago. You mentioned your boy Andrew Bancroft was doing Freestyle Love Supreme.
How was the
Battlestar
show?
Galactica. He's
Oh,
doing
that's
Battlestar
right.
Galactica.
On the cock. By the
the
way,
cock.
well,
On the cock.
officially, I can't say that NBC wants everybody to refer to their new over-the-top network, the Peacock, as the cock.
But I'm watching Battlestar Galactica
But
on the
everybody
cock.
I know calls it the cock.
I call it the cock.
It's like when there's a program I really want, I say, man, I wish that was on my cock.
Yeah. So I went to see Freestyle Love Supreme in New York, and they do this. They do this whole bit at the beginning, which I'll murder, but I will attempt to recreate for the sake of comedy. Which is, they come out the darkened stage.
Wait, hold on. Before you run through it, let's go ahead and set the stage. Freestyle Love Supreme, currently on Broadway, featuring friend of the show, Andrew Bancroft, the king of Bone Earth himself, Jelly Donut.
Cocaine.
These are some of the best freestyle rap artists that you will hear. They work really well together. Lin-Manuel Miranda is either a producer or performer on the show or both. So this is the opening of the show.
Sadly, they couldn't be here, but we're pretty sure we got the next best thing.
So I paid my $250 for a seat in the middle of the orchestra stalls. I'm surrounded by like other people who have also paid $250 to $300, who are very excited to see the show, but are maybe not quite so invested in it as I am. So they have this whole opening, which is I'm not going to spoil it too much for you, but they do a mic
there a
check.
rap?
They do a mic check, and they do this like a hey on mic one, it's the bomb, and I'm going mic one, mic two.
Now, this seems very unprofessional. You would think they would check the mics before the show or before the audience was there.
Mic three, it's my boy Jelly D, and he's coming out on stage, and he's getting out with me. And as soon as they say Jelly, and they go, mic three, is my boy Jelly D, and I just go, Jelly D! And this whole Broadway audience turns and looks at me like, who the fuck are you and what are you doing? Like, why are you screaming at the top of your lungs? And I was just like, Jelly D! And I'm pretty sure he didn't even hear me, but everybody in the rows around me looked at me like, what are you doing?
Man,
Why are you screaming at the top of your lungs? And I was like,
hope he did hear you.
Because it's my boy Jelly D.
I mean, I hope he heard you because, what if he forgot his name? And in that moment, you were the one that reminded him. That would be very helpful.
He was Jelly D.
Yeah.
And they do the whole, trying to make up freestyle rap on.
They try to make up a freestyle rap.
On audience command.
On the audience.
I tried to get Brexit in, and they wouldn't do it.
They wait. So you hold on. Isn't that the reverse of the point of Brexit? Never mind.
Well, I tried to get Brexit into. No, the whole point is that we're supposed to be building stronger relations with the United States and the United Kingdom. So I was like, if I can go to Freestyle Love Supreme and get someone to talk about Brexit and the United Kingdom and how we're going to win some real trade deals because it's going to be real.
So
when Donald Trump we're going to bump up this trade to another fucking level because it's going to be level, because it's going to be beveled off the top, because it's gonna be right in the crop, because we're gonna sell our crops to your farmers and your people, and we're gonna bring it back to the Jelly Deal people.
So you had that whole thing in your mind, but there was no Brintrist.
Hey, what? I don't know if we can top that. What do you say we go ahead and get the hell out of here?
XOXO, we love you guys. From deep in the heart of a haunted mine shaft.
Die in a fire.
See you next Tuesday.
Cheers, friend.
Pow, 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 pow. I am excited about this Battlestar Galactica thing, man. That looks awesome.